It's about a boy and his dog.
That's awesome.
It's kind of I'm really excited about it, but it's just I don't know. It's just cute. It's like it's about a Micmac boy who happens to find a Morkie.
Wow, Michael
In the shadows where the silence lays, voices echo in 1,000 ways. We rise up, breaking chains of the past. With courage and strength, we're free at last. Shout it out, let the world know. Together we rise, we won't be slow. Recover loud, let your voice ring clear. Together we stand, no more hiding in fear. With every success, our stories ignite. We celebrate life, we're ready to fight. Each story told, a beacon of light. Through the valleys we ignite the fight. Hand in hand we'll chase away the fear. In this journey of hope we'll persevere. Hear the cries, the laughter, the pain. In our unity we'll break every chain. Recover loud, let your voice ring clear. Together we stand, no more hiding in fear. With every success, our stories ignite. We celebrate life, we're ready to fight. Hear the cries, the laughter, the pain. In our unity we'll break every chain. Recover loud, let your voice ring clear. Together we stand, no more hiding in fear. With every success, our stories ignite. We celebrate life, we're ready to fight. Ready to fight. Oh, ready to fight. Let the world witness what we found. In recovery's light, we'll always be proud. Let the world witness what we found. In recovery's light, we'll always be proud.
So, what else has been keeping you busy?
And recovery stuff, like just kind of I went through a tragedy a couple of years ago. Like after my husband passed away, I got into a bad headspace. So,
Oh,
because I just was like, I was just mad. But,
mhm.
I kind of realized I was like, wow, I got a lot though to live for. Like there's a lot to be grateful for. And I was
Yeah.
like, I have to figure some stuff out. So I was like, I got to meet with the sponsor once a week. Yeah,
Mhm.
I up service
Yeah.
was the key because I was like, I gotta do more. That's what I have to do. So I fill my time as much as I can now, from like when I wake up to when, like time for me to go to bed. Honestly, I'll hit meetings Monday to Sunday. I have a set of meetings I go to, the ones I like, the ones
Hmm.
I might randomly go to, the ones I facilitate. It's about 10 a week. You know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's true.
And I'm seeing meetings pop up everywhere, Wellbriety meetings, and I think that's awesome, because I remember when we first spoke, there was only a couple, I think, and you were facilitating them in the prison. You were talking about starting one in Holton. I know there's one in Holton now. I saw you came up to Presque Isle and spoke at the Micmac, but I had intended to go to that and I missed it.
Aw.
So yeah, it would have been great to see you too. And just to say, I know the tragedy that you were talking about happened shortly after we recorded that last episode, and I was very grateful to have the opportunity to meet him, and he was such a great guy. So I felt the pain for you, And, I'm glad you found your way through it. I know it's not easy, and I'm sure you're still dealing with it today. So, and by giving back, what better way to fill your time and keep yourself busy and keep yourself focused on this recovery path. So, good work on all that. I'm not sure how I could handle a tragedy like that, today myself, and I'm glad I haven't had to, but good work for you, and I'm happy for you. Because we're Facebook friends, we've been able to stay in touch over the last couple of years, and just to see you grow and getting out there and doing these things. And as I mentioned, spreading these Wellbriety meetings all over the state. As far as I know, do you know how many meetings there are now?
Let me see, maybe 4 of them.
Yeah, I knew you must have had a hand in getting some of them started.
Yeah.
And I think James facilitates one in Holton. Is that true?
Yeah, James does.
Methamphetamine addiction is a beast, a monster that's claimed countless lives, but it's an enemy you can conquer. This journey, while challenging, can be rewarding. Meth is a stimulant that ensnares and leaves you desperate, yet hope prevails. Recovery is unique for everyone. It's a roller coaster ride, but you don't have to do it alone. A community is ready to assist and guide you. Recovery on the Road is a Facebook group that provides hope through support and resources. It's filled with people who know what it's like to struggle with all kinds of addictions. It's a haven for strength. Recovery isn't a destination, it's a journey, and every journey begins with a single step. So take that step and join Recovery on the Road today. You'll be glad you did.
What actually got you into writing books?
So I feel like I've always liked to write a little bit, but I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
Mhm.
I was like always kind of, I joked like, oh, I'm gonna write a book someday. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't really think, but then I started and I'm like, yeah, gonna just keep going, gonna
Yeah.
create a story that's gonna, I'm gonna keep doing, keep moving forward with it to see how it goes. And I did. That's how, like, us creating things, like we keep on moving forward and we don't look back, right?
Yeah.
From like A to Z, like we having a drive, like, I drive like you have with your show, it just keeps this inner fire in us that like we just are driven to make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I'm sure like me, it doesn't matter necessarily how many people it's reaching. If a few people like it and I like doing it, then I'm going to keep doing it, you know? But I see you've been traveling all over, doing book signings and speaking events. Um, so where have you been lately? What have you been up to?
So last week I was in Prince Edward Island, I was in Cape Breton. I'm currently, and I went to Miramichi like like a month ago. So I have some things up too. I'm going to be going to Augusta at the Portland Recovery Center on August 2nd. I'm planning actually going to go back to Cape Breton next month.
Wow.
I called about a couple places in Canada, and I might go to Halifax.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of mostly probably around state because I work full time. And my school is going to start up again. I'm going to be going to school. So it's going to be that juggling like with school 40 hours and then school. But, and then I got my stuff too. Like my dogs have a schedule. I got to walk them. I got to make sure that they're spoiled. So they go for rides.
Yeah.
They have a schedule and I like respect that. They're my little therapy. They're honestly, they're my best friends. Like I take care of them because I know Charlie took care of them, and that was our like agreement. We were like, well, let's get this one, and then we were like, well, let's get another one. We got
Yeah.
2, and now I'm like, oh, okay, so I got 2. Both of them got 2 different personalities. So it's like one's hyper, one's not. And then it's like kids, like two kids. So except they don't talk, but they have the same, they come to me where it's like they'll look at me like, Mom, can we go? And I'm, yeah, like I'm like, and they'll follow me around the house until I take them out.
Mm. Yeah. So, I mean, in recovery, we find the balance for all that stuff, right? So we don't get overwhelmed. We don't, give up on stuff. What are you going back to school for?
So I'm gonna do substance rehabilitation now, but it's
Well,
for right now. Then counseling probably. I I think I'll go for the counseling, but I don't I think I'll have it just for like job stuff, maybe like as a backup. But I really would like to just get into like case management. I want
mm,
to casework, help people to, I'd like them like with services and guide them in the right way. Like, I had caseworkers really help me in my life, and I'm just like, without them, I've had a couple that I was like, wow,
mhm,
they helped me a lot, not just with things, but like getting things in place, but just like in my soul too. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
yeah. And I mean, so you've had caseworkers, you've seen all the work that they've done for you. And to want to give back in that way, to me is amazing because I've seen all the work that case managers do and thought I can't do all that. So, good for you. And I know people need case managers that care and really want do it for the right reason. Um, so, good luck with that. I went to school for criminal justice, human services, and there's just so much um, to it. When it comes to case management, and I've seen some case managers that shouldn't be in the position because they're not in the right frame of mind. They're not out there doing it for the people. So having somebody like you that actually cares and is doing it for that reason, I think is pretty important. So, good luck with that. Do you know where you're going to school at?
So right now, it's community college,
Yeah.
but I recently talked and did an interview with a couple ladies that are doing reentry stuff, and you might know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they accepted me in their program, and I'm like, think about it. I'm not
Mm,
really sure because I don't like changing up things too much. I have to
mm,
think it through, and I think it'll be all right. I'm just have to figure out because it's a good support. Like for me, like yeah, even though I'm a writer, yeah, it's okay. But when it comes to certain ways how to like write this stuff, like APA, the basic little things, I'm like, I need help.
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And I think that's huge to recognize that, you can do so, even me, I can do so much, but there's so many little things involved in all of it, and sometimes we have to ask for help and we can't forget to ask for help when we need it, right? Um, and again, it's because we can get overwhelmed so easy. Because I know with my recovery, the way it worked for me is, I started out doing something. It was hard. It wasn't easy, but then I got used to it, kind of got into muscle memory. So then it kind of freed up time so I could do something else. And then I got, used to that, and it freed up more time so I could try something else, and eventually you look at everything we're doing and there's so many things going on. And it doesn't seem that bad because we did it a little bit at a time, you know. But when it comes back to the little things and taking care of ourselves, that's what we got when we have to focus on doing those little things and asking for help. after, your tragedy a couple of years ago, you jumped into service work. What were some of the things you were doing?
Just extra, like, people that call me, like, I said, like, no, I'm not going to that. Like, I would not want to get, like, you know how people in our community, like, they'll always, their rides are always available. Like, call somebody
Mhm.
at this meeting. I don't know. Something changed in me where I was like, no, I'm gonna start giving people rides if they ask me now, and I'll go out of my way now. So this time, I'm like, now it's like I don't. I'll even say I'll come pick you up if you need a ride.
Nice.
It's weird, like things like that, and just extra meetings or helping people start a meeting. Oh, like that Ellsworth meeting, they didn't have one down there to Well Variety. I was like, hey, what do you think of this? And we kind of got the ideas, and now it's been going steady
Hmm.
for I think over a year.
Wow.
So just that, and little things like anywhere I can jump in.
Yeah. And I think, saying yes, whatever it is helpful, because a lot of times we don't know how we can help. We don't know what's needed necessarily until somebody asks. And, just saying yes to whatever it is, if we can help, why not? Right. Um, so I'm kind of in the same boat as I was up in Aroostook County. Is there's not a whole lot of meetings. I found 3 meetings. I've attended 2 of them so far, and I'm going to attend the third, which is actually a book study meeting, AA book study, which I've always appreciated those meetings, because a lot of times we go into a 12-step meeting and it's being run by, such and such a person, but there's not a lot of books out, in the group. So learning what the true intention of the program is, and learning the program, I think, is better from the book than going in and just learning a little piece at a time from the speaker. So I've always appreciated those. I've started meetings up in Aroostook County the same.
I recently went home actually back home to Cape Breton, and my home community. I've had a lot of these ideas, right? I'm like, well, maybe go to school once per year, and then my house up back home. Wow, my like little bit of my education in my back to help that community just a little bit, see what I can do, because there's a lot of struggle right now. Really makes me. I know. There's a lot I know,
Right.
and I'm like, well, that could be really good. That could be really, really awesome. There's we have a rehab in my native community.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I had all these ideas. Wow, wouldn't it be cool if like they had this was happening, do they have these kind of like what we have in Maine?
Right.
You know?
And see, we learned, at least for us in Maine, we learned what was working for us and how to build the community. And I know in northern Maine there wasn't a community feeling, and it's kind of the thing down here. There's not an NA meeting that's very close. There's a few AA meetings that have been here since the 50s, and it's kind of ingrained in that AA lifestyle, but the NA lifestyle is still kind of put off to the side. So I think by coming here and being somebody that does recover loud, I'm going to try to shake things up a little bit and, bring that stuff to the forefront, because it's nothing to be ashamed of. Our past is our past regardless, and we have to live the rest of our lives with it. We don't have to focus on it. We don't have to be shy away from it. We don't have to be ashamed of it. So hopefully I can open up some eyes and some minds and, bring that to this community. Because I knew that it was working in Maine.
Methamphetamine addiction is a beast, a monster that's claimed countless lives, but it's an enemy you can conquer. This journey, while challenging, can be rewarding. Meth is a stimulant that ensnares and leaves you desperate, yet hope prevails. Recovery is unique for everyone. It's a roller coaster ride, but you don't have to do it alone. A community is ready to assist and guide you. Recovery on the Road is a Facebook group that provides hope through support and resources. It's filled with people who know what it's like to struggle with all kinds of addictions. It's a haven for strength. Recovery isn't a destination, it's a journey, and every journey begins with a single step. So take that step and join Recovery on the Road today. You'll be glad you did.
So as of right now, you've got 3 books published. Do you want to go through and tell us which ones what those are?
All right, so I have a first book is a memoir that has a lot of. Somebody just recently read this and they're like, "That was really raw," and yeah, I know. I thought raw was good, so I put it in there. So like some detailed things that are like, I was like, if somebody's wants to get into it, they can. I've got a lot of good feedback on this. So this one came. It's March 2020. Somebody recently said it was my COVID read.
Nice.
And then,
That one is Savage to Wellness.
yeah, Savage Wellness, and that's available on Amazon.
Nice.
And then I have this Walking the Recovery Road, the steps taken, and it's kind of like it's kind of a self-help book. I put a lot of suggestions in there, and a lot of things that I did to help myself in those first few years. I try to put out there that people, if they're just new and they're like not sure, they can read it and be like, "Oh, okay, I get it." So that is normal, because all these feelings you get. And then Buster and the Little Fairies is just a little children's book about a therapy dog.
Yeah.
And I love it. And so they're all available on Amazon. And if you want any more information, it will be on my book places that I'll be visiting. I think I'm going to go back to Holton. We don't have a set date. I'm going to be going to Boston. The date is not set within the next 2 or 3 months. Like I said, I got a lot of things I do. I will usually post it on Facebook.
I'm real happy to see you pushing through and doing well. Just to see other people living the life in recovery and doing well and still helping others. It's been a joy to watch you, Melody. And I'm sure I'll watch you for many more years.
Hey, you never know. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Just never know. Maybe in a couple, 3 years time, you'll have your own.
Yeah.
What? You just never know.
Well, exactly, because when you keep doing the work, things happen, right? And that's why we just keep going. So, thanks for taking the time again, Melody. And it's great to see you again. And I look forward to the next book.
Michael, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad to know you, man. I'm really kind of sad that you went to Virginia, but I will maybe come see you because I know that I know that some traveling is in my future. I want this.
And I mean, like I was saying earlier, we know what worked in Maine, and it can work anywhere else if we just start putting it to work. And I think the rest of the country needs some positivity, instead of the negative stigma and everything else. We've got to show the country that we recover and we do great things when we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming on now to start the sixth season, actually.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah. And, since the last time you were on, we have picked up almost 100 or almost 1 million households that get to watch the show. So it's been a growing period for both of us. And, I just want to let you know too, that that's what we're doing now. We're on almost 15 stations from Maine to Texas and reaching over 1 million people. So, this is, it's caught on, and, people like you sharing your story, allow me to get the message out there. So I appreciate that.
But thank you. You're, weird. I was like, what if, the show could like blow up? Something. Like,
Yeah.
That's a big deal though. That's a lot of viewers already. That's a
Yeah.
big deal. That's a lot.
Yeah. Maybe someday we'll get onto a paid network where I actually make some money doing this. But for now, it's a labor of love, service work. This is the service I do, because I can do it from home.
Wow, Michael has
In the shadows where the silence lays, voices echo in 1,000 ways. We rise up, breaking chains of the past. With courage and strength, we're free at last. Shout it out, let the world know. Together we rise, we won't be slow. Recover loud, let your voice ring clear. Together we stand, no more hiding in fear. With every success, our stories ignite. We celebrate life, we're ready to fight. Each story told, a beacon of light. Through the valleys we ignite the fight. Hand in hand we'll chase away the fear. In this journey of hope we'll persevere. Hear the cries, the laughter, the pain. In our unity we'll break every chain. Recover loud, let your voice ring clear. Together we stand, no more hiding in fear. With every success, our stories ignite. We celebrate life, we're ready to fight. Hear the cries, the laughter, the pain. In our unity we'll break every chain. Recover